Lily, Madwhip, Must Die, Chapter 8, The Two Lilies. Lily, why am I here? That's Detective Andrew Guthrie. He used to hang around me like gum on the bottom of a shoe when I lived with the Lakes. Guthrie was the detective assigned to look into the explosion that killed my parents, Meredith, a dog, and some other people. For a short time, he believed me when I told him about the angels and their crazy system of totems and the veil, and being kidnapped by a Greek witch who was actually working for the devil. I'm not the devil, says Crumb inside my head. Why are you here, Defective Gumby? I ask. He hates it when I call him that. I gave him the name unintentionally after getting stabbed by a child murderer Shamshire. It's a long story. Way too long. I'm here because I got a call that Lily Madwhip bashed some other girl's face in with her head. He bangs on the table. He's trying to faze me. I don't let it faze me. I am unfazable. And then, I'm told you threatened to blow some other girl up. No, I didn't. Did I? Oh, maybe he's talking about Terry. I warned Terry that she was going to explode if she didn't get away from me. He throws his hands up like he's playing with invisible confetti. How is that not threatening to blow her up? I was trying to save her, you dumbass. Gumby sighs. I thought we were friends. Haven't I always had your back? I'm sitting in a metal chair in one of the quiet rooms here at the Foster Center. Gumby is using it as a makeshift interrogation room. He even dragged in a lamp to shine in my face. I guess technically it's just shining in every direction, but one of those directions happens to lead to my face, so I'm sticking with that description. You only listen when you want something, like when you want to know things about your son. I cross my arms and stare at him. My cheek is still burning from getting slapped by Mary Hatchet as part of some sort of exorcism attempt. You know that's not true. Gumby crosses his arms back at me. I squeeze my arms tighter. He does the same. I can hear the sound of his leather jacket squeaking as he tightens his arm crossing. When your life was in danger, who took you somewhere safe? Who put an armed guard at your door? That armed guard got his neck sliced open. His body got possessed by my dead brother Roger. I almost died in unicorn pajamas, I snap. To a 12-year-old, that's as good as dying twice. Nobody would let you live it down if you died in unicorn pajamas. I would have been in the underworld, and along comes Lisa Welch, who absolutely belongs there, and she'd be pushing a big rock up a hill, but still pointing at me and laughing with her perfect teeth. Ha ha. At least I didn't die in unicorn pajamas. Stupid Lisa Welch, I snarl. I'm sorry. Who is Lisa Welch? Gumby asks, loosening his arm crossing. Is that the girl whose nose you broke? I loosen my arm crossing as well. No, that was Mary Hatchet, whose face I mashed. Lisa Welch is just some spawn of Satan that used to torment me in school. Defective Gumby rolls his eyes and scoots his chair back with a nails-on chalkboard screech. He steps away to look at the wall for a moment. There's nothing there to look at. Not even wallpaper. Maybe some texture from the painted-over bricks, if that sort of thing strikes your fancy. Honestly, girl, do you get along with anyone? Not really, no. Not anymore. I guess maybe I never did. Jamal? Okay, I got along with Jamal. And Meredith. Sort of. I mean, I didn't have a whole lot of time with her to really know if I got along with Meredith. Let's see. Nearly got her kidnapped, helped her burn her house down, in the process caused her to kill a police lady, which probably gave her all sorts of trauma to work through. What else? Tricked her into helping me fight a witch, then got her killed for it, pulled her ghost out of a happy place with her parents, and trapped her in a stuffed cat. Then left that in the hands of a possessed woman who did, I'm not even sure what, with it. Yeah, I'm such a good friend. If Gumby and I are friends, don't friends help each other out? I'm gonna help Gumby out, and at the same time, prove what I said about him. Write this down, I tell him. 16, 5, 31, 12. What is this, a combination? He asks. He paws around at his shirt, looking for his trusty police-issued notepad and pencil. I can see him mouthing the words silently, trying to remember them so he doesn't have to ask me to repeat myself. I stare through him at the painted brick wall. These are the Powerball numbers for tonight. I watch him fumble around his clothes some more before rolling my eyes. Back pocket. What? Your little notebook is in your back pocket. He pulls it out, gives me a side eye, then finds the pencil he'd hidden behind his ear. 15, he starts to scribble down. 16, I say sternly. 5, 31, 12, 22. Gumby licks his lips as he scribbles the numbers down. 22! Not 22, you nitwit. 22! I feel frustrated with his ineptitude, his eagerness to copy down winning lottery numbers, and his willingness to believe in miracles only when they benefit him. He's greedy. He's lazy. I am testing his worth and he is failing. I don't even know what that means. I just know the thoughts are tumbling through my head and I agree with them. You're doing great, Lily, says Crumb. He's standing in the room beside Gumby. No, not Gumby. I mean Guthrie. His name is Guthrie, Andrew Guthrie, and he's a good man. What am I doing? Wait. I flap my hands at him. Don't write those down. Guthrie glances at me, then cocks his head curiously. What's wrong? I don't know what to tell him. It's just, you shouldn't use my gift for your own personal gain. I stare at Crumb now, burrowing into his brain like he's burrowed into mine. I can see his little gears spinning. He is a tester. He said this to me. He tests people. I will not let myself be his puppet as he tests Guthrie. Guthrie looks at the pad of paper. 16. 5. The expression on his face contorts into a look of sad and annoyed. I can't tell if he's annoyed with me or with himself. I'd be annoyed with myself if I were him, but I'm me, and annoyed with myself. So I'm not sure if the right thing is to be annoyed with myself as a person, or annoyed with me, as in annoyed with Lily, specifically. He tears the sheet of paper off the notepad and crumples it in his hand. Look, I hold my hands out like I've got an invisible box between them. I don't even know why I do it. It's just a thing I picked up from adults. Look at this invisible box I'm holding. Everything I'm about to say is hidden inside. Watch as I empty the contents of my invisible box right on you. Mary Hatcher, the girl I headbutted, attacked me in the hall. I was leaving my bedroom and she threw by water in my face and slapped me. Guthrie turns around. Do you know why she did that? She thinks I'm possessed by demons or something. Guthrie's mouth twists around on itself. He squints at my invisible box. I know what's going through his head right now. He's thinking that it's not unreasonable for Mary to think I'm possessed, and that given her strict religious upbringing, she may have thought she was saving me, not harming me. He's actually trying to rationalize her as my victim instead of vice versa. Look, I don't want to press charges against Mary. I say this to remind him that I was the one who got hit first, before he starts thinking of how my headbutt was more severe than her open palm, or something else stupid like that. But I think a change of roommates is in order, before she cuts me open and plays hide and seek with my organs. You press charges? He snaps back to reality. Yes, Guthrie. I headbutted in self-defense. It's me, not Mary, you should be worried about. He tucks the notepad back into his pocket and slides the pencil behind his ear. He'll forget where they are later, of course. I'll be talking with Mary next, of course. Get her side of things. Also, there is a witness to the whole incident. So, we'll know the truth by the end of the day. He sees me frown at the insinuation. I'm not saying you're lying, Lily. Sometimes the people involved have different perspectives on what occurred. That's all. Crumb smirks next to Guthrie. Do you want to know what he wrote in his little book? He asks, pointing at the notebook tucked into Guthrie's back pocket. I can tell you, he wrote about checking your medication. Also, he's keeping those lottery numbers. He chuckles, covering his mouth with his hand. But he still has 20 and 2 written as 22. When he goes to buy a ticket, he'll think you didn't give him all the numbers, and that he's one short. He's going to buy a ticket for every possible last number. He thinks he's going to be rich and not have to deal with your shit anymore. I scoot back my chair and get up from this stupid table. I just want to go back to my room where Pashar is, and oh, Pashar is right here. Guthrie walks back to the table and picks up the satchel he had sitting quietly on the floor. He opens it and produces Pashar. I made sure to grab him for you. The doll's plastic eyes look at me with quiet sadness. Oh, I say meekly. Oh, thank goodness. I take Pashkar and hug him to my chest. Crumb stands frozen over by the wall where he had been slicking his hair back with his hands. The expression on his face is worth memorizing, but I'm sure I'll forget it. He's clearly having the same sense of dread I am. Then again, maybe Pashar doesn't see him. He is, after all, just a hallucination to me, a speck in my eye. Don't worry, Lily, Pashkar says in my head. Everything's going to be okay. Yes, you're right. Crumb and I just stand there stupidly looking at each other. He makes some comical eye motion that I think is supposed to say, I'm gonna get going, and then he steps to the side and vanishes like there's a wall there. That looks exactly like the wall that was behind him. Is he talking to you? I snap my head up. Who? Guthrie gives me a confused smirk. Pashar. Who else? Who else, Lily? Pashar echoes. I feel the hair on my arms prickle my shirt sleeves. Yes, I say before realizing I was about to lie, which both of them would probably see right through instantly, and then I'd be in even hotter water. He's saying everything's going to be okay. Guthrie nods. He reaches into his pocket and pulls out a business card. He turns it over, grabs the pencil from behind his ear again, and writes something on the back. Look, I know you're going through a tough time, and you and I haven't been on the best of terms lately, but I don't want you to go down the wrong path, starting fights, threatening to blow kids up, that sort of thing. This is my personal phone number. Call me anytime, okay? Just don't get me killed. I take the card from him. Oh, thanks, I say sarcastically. I mean it. The part about not getting me killed, that may seem harsh, but I got a family to take care of. I squeeze the card in my fist. I don't. He puts his hand on my shoulder. Sorry, poor choice of words. Moments later, I'm being walked back to my cell. I mean my room for personal accountability. It's like the hole in a prison, just an empty room with a bed for me to sit and think about what I've done, which in this case was defend myself from a religious fruitcake, and Pashar clears his throat. So, a lot happened after I left. I nod quietly. Do you want to catch me up on everything? I sit on the bed and hold him in my lap. Where to begin? Why don't we start with what Samael is doing here? The bottom drops out of my stomach. It honestly feels like maybe Crumb is digging his way down through my bowels like an escape route. I'm going to be sick. My whole body feels like one big clenched up fist. Look, I swear, I had no idea about Crumb until after you left to... Crumb? I stutter. That's what I call it. Because it's just a little crumb of Samael, not the whole thing. Why hasn't he shown himself now that the cat's out of the bag? I would think the moment Pashar showed, he knew he was there. Crumb would pop out and yell, Surprise! Pashar's voice drops an octave. Lily, what are you talking about? We're not pieces of bread. We don't fragment. I can't snap off my hand at the wrist and have it act independently of the rest of me. Whatever Samael has told you has been a lie. But you said you went and visited him in his prison. It suddenly occurs to me that now I'm the one in prison. Sort of. Prison for orphans anyway. Yes, and now I see that whoever that was in his room, it wasn't Samael. His voice trails off for a moment. Duma needs to know immediately, he says, thinking to himself. And as for the real Samael, brother, come out of there. He can't, I tell him. He's stuck in my mind trap. And then my vision goes screwy, and there's a ripping feeling, and I'm certain Samael's tearing my head in half. That's it for me. Not even a satisfying conclusion to my search for Meredith. She's going to be stuck forever at Weaselface's carnival hell, and I'm going to be a cautionary tale for future orphans not to face off against Mary Hatchet, or your head will explode. When my vision comes back, it's like one of those brownouts where you stand up too quickly. Only I never stood up. I'm still sitting down. My head isn't split in two that I can tell. Oh, and there's another me standing in the room. She looks like she came crawling straight out of the womb. Her hair, my hair, is slick and greasy and brushed back down her head. I wish I had that much control of my crazy, crinkly hair. Her face, my face, is blood-covered and wet and smiling at me. It's a friendly smile, but it doesn't really fit with the rest of her. My appearance. Okay, now I am phased. How do I look? Samael asks in my voice. Pashar responds with his very annoyed voice, the one he reserves for when I'm doing something exceptionally stupid, like letting the devil hide in my brain. Sam, quit the theatrics and tell me what this is all about. I've got Abaddon en route right this second. Other me puts her hands on her chest like she's having a heart attack. You wound me, dear brother. I'm here to help. She seems to notice that she's covered in blood or something and rubs it between her fingers. I want to prove that I am worthy of working with you and our other kin again. But why the deception? Pashkar asks. It suddenly occurs to me why the evil Transformers are called Decepticons. All this time, I assumed a Deceptor was another name for a jet or something, since most of them flew, and it fit with the fact that the good Transformers are called Autobots, after what they transform into. Come to think of it, the Autobots could fly too. So why did they drive everywhere? That show made no sense. You would never have let me come with you, Slimy Me says, smearing the stuff through her fingers as she runs her hands through her hair. But you need me. For the runes. I understand them better than anyone, and Matilda here doesn't have the ability to invoke them. Not without my help. You are behind the threat that almost harmed another child, Pashar says with surprise. Other me shakes her head. Even with just a gentle shake, she's splattering stuff everywhere. Oh, God, it's so gross. I feel a drop of it hit me on the cheek and I want to gag. I don't even know what it is. Blood? From inside me? It doesn't matter. The other girl was never in danger. I knew you'd see what was going to happen and prevent it. Sam, there's clearly something wrong with you still, that you would even take that risk. I hear footsteps in the hallway. Someone is coming. Maybe one of the administrators to tell me that they're throwing me out on the street. Maybe it's Guthrie, wanting to ask me a few more questions. Whoever it is, they're going to be in for a shock when they peek in, and there's 2 Lily Madwhips, one of whom looks like they just crawled out of a Jell-O mold. I hate Jell-O. I hate the way it wiggles in your mouth like it's alive. Nothing alive ever better go in my mouth. My cousin Susie, rest in peace, once fell asleep with her mouth open, and a spider crawled in, and she ate the spider. She told Roger and I about it. Before she got churned up in a boat propeller, I wondered once if the spider felt avenged when that happened. Quick, I tell myself, get back inside my brain. Samael as me snorts. Now you want me back in there? The footsteps get closer. They have to be coming to this room because this is the end of the hallway. There's 2 other rooms down here, but I'm pretty certain they're unoccupied. I grit my teeth. Please, get back in my brain. For now. Other me glances at something over my shoulder. She wipes her runny nose with her sleeve, which would turn the whole sleeve a rusty red color if it weren't already. I've got a better idea. I'm breaking us out of here. That's not a better idea, Pashkar interjects. That's not a better idea, I yell at the same time. Sam-me-el. Oh, that's good. I'm using that from now on. Walks over to the wall, takes her finger, goops it up from some of the stuff on her face, and draws a marking on the painted bricks. I don't know what it is, but I feel like I did once. It's a rune, I know that much, just not what rune. nor what it does. No more runes, Sam, Pashar shouts. It's too late. The marking lights up like an ambulance siren thingy. The whole part of the wall where the rune is starts to glow a red color. It's rectangular in shape, a glowing, reddish rectangle, with that rune right in the center of it. And then Samael holds their arms out and walks right through it. She just disappears into the glowy spot. What do I do? I ask Paskar frantically. Go after him, he says in an equally frantic tone. We can't risk Sam wandering free, not knowing where he is or what he's doing. I glance back at the door. The footsteps have stopped. There's a face in the door's little observation window. It's the face of Director O'Toole. She has a look of confusion on. Did she see the other me? Is she seeing this other doorway? The other doorway flickers. Go, Pashar yells. Now, I wave to Director O'Toole. I'm sorry. I'll be right back. And then I step through the wall.